Hello YouTube, it's been a little time, quite some time since I posted, so let's just get right into the video, shall we? I think we should. I have this already cut press-on nails that I'm gonna be making even longer with some half tip nails. These are from Easy Basket and these are Stiletto, I think, and the ones that I'm using for my cuticle area are the Makartt press-on, like full cover tips. So yeah, I'm just gonna size them up and glue them together. To glue these babies together, I'm going to be using this little nail lamp from Beetles, and I am also going to be using the nail glue, and I already etched the tip of the nails so they can adhere better, and I am going to be applying quite a bit of this on the tip of the nail, like so. And I am applying a bit too much. I'm not really sure why. I'm just always scared they're gonna pop off if I don't apply enough. So I'm gonna squeeze that in place and I'm gonna place it on my lamp, and I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails. This is how they look after. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut them. I know, weird, but I'm gonna cut them to a size that I like, and because I don't want it stiletto, I wanted more of like a coffin shape. So I'm gonna put them on my nail and size them to cut them where I want them to be, like the length that I want them to be. And here, once I have my pinky done, my index finger done, I'm gonna be using that as a reference to cut the rest of the nails the same length. And once I have them all done, I'm gonna go ahead and file the nails just to blend the tips together and to reshape them. So right here, it's the one that I already did. I already blend the tips together and reshape the sizes and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that on all of the nails, and this is how they look. I already buffed them as well, and you can see here my horrible shaping skills, because you can see that the middle finger, it's a lot more like straight than the rest of the fingers. I mean the nails, the rest of the nails. So yeah, ignore that. I'm going to be using these Snowflake Glitters and also these stickers that glow in the dark. For the stickers, they are Christmas stickers, but I'm only going to be using the snowflakes. I know it's not snowflake season, I guess, anymore. It's not Christmas anymore, but still, I wanted to use these Snowflake Glitters. I am in a really cold area still, like right here it is still really cold, so I feel like it is appropriate still. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna start applying some base coat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply my glitters. I am going to be using the iridescent and white glitters, as well as some other iridescent glitters and some white stars. You'll see all of them on the video. These I got from Amazon, so I'm just gonna go ahead and place them all randomly throughout my whole nails. It's just gonna be the same exact process, just with a few different glitters here and there. All of the glitters and pretty much everything that I used today, it's gonna be linked down below. At first I was using my finger, but then I decided to get like a little tiny brush to help me pick up some of the other glitters. I just put that in a little bit of like water and pick up some of the glitters to just randomly place them all over the nail. And once again, it's gonna be the same process for all of the nails. It's just gonna be apply the glitters and then seal them with some or more base coat, cure that on the lamp, apply more base coat and apply more glitters, and that's just gonna be the whole process through the video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you watch the whole thing. So right here, I don't know if you noticed that some of the flakes, the snowflakes, are a bit too big and they hang off the nail really weird. So I just squeeze them with my fingers to kind of create a little bit more like a curve, I guess. So they will sit on top of the nail better and they won't hang off of the sizes. So I just started doing that with all of these snowflakes. And once we're done with all of our snowflakes, let's just encapsulate all of our nails. I'm going to be using my Gershion Polygel and some alcohol. I'm gonna pour some on my dish and just start encapsulating these nails. I'm gonna put my little napkin right here and get everything ready for the whole Polygel application. And as for my brushes, I have a few here that I will use. These are from Beetles. It's a Polygel brush kit, so I just pick one of them off, and I am going to start with a glob of clear polygel and just move that around the whole nail. I try to keep the cuticle area as thin as possible, and I try not to apply a lot of polygel, because if I apply a lot, then the nail is gonna shrink. So I try not to apply too much, and if I apply a lot, then I will take the excess of polygel out and put it like in the other nail. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you watch the process. I hope you guys enjoy. By the way, thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching me and hanging out with me, and just be here. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the application process, and I'll come back once I'm done. And here is how they are looking. I already wiped them with some alcohol. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and file them down and reshape them. I try to keep as much as the filing process as possible, but because of how my camera is and how I was trying to file, I just couldn't get a lot of footage, so I hope you guys don't mind that. But I'm just gonna go ahead over the sizes of the nail, the free edge, and a little bit over like the top of the nail, just to smooth everything out. This is how the nail is looking, guys. I think it looks pretty good. I think I'm getting better at filing and shaping my nails. I mean my personal nails. My nails on my hand, still not really good at it, but As far as the press-on nails, I think I'm actually getting really good at it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this to the rest of the nails, and I'll be right back once I am done. Okay, what do you guys think? I think it actually looks pretty good, and it didn't shrink a lot. It actually shrank just perfect, so it fits my nail bed perfectly. This is how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. So now that these are all done and ready, let's just move on. I kind of went a little bit too hard on my nails, on some of my nails, and I removed some of the polygel. So right there, as you can see, it's only the nail, not any polygel. I don't know if I'm not good at explaining, but I think if you see it, you can understand. So yeah, I'm just gonna put a really thick layer of base coat so I can like conceal that. Now let's go on to prep our nails, shall we? Let's push back our little cuticles right here. Then with the other side of the cuticle pusher, I'm gonna scrape some of that dead skin off. I'm gonna take my E-File and I am going to take some cuticle bits to further remove some of the dead skin that was left on my nails. Finally, I'm gonna take my cuticle nippers and cut the dead skin that was left on my nail. This is how they look once done. I'm gonna clean my nail with some alcohol to then create the peel off base coat. So for my peel off base, I'm gonna be using some cuticle oil. This is from Model 1. It came in a kit that I bought a long time ago, and I'm gonna apply this into all of my nails, and then I'm gonna rub it in with my fingers. Then I'm gonna apply 2 coats of the top coat. And to apply my press-ons, I'm gonna use the nail glue from Beetles and the mini lamp that came with it, and I'm gonna buff the top of my nails just a little bit to create like a texture so that the nail glue has something to adhere to. So I'm gonna apply some nail glue to my nail bed, and then I'm also gonna apply some on my press-on nail, and then I'm gonna press the press-on nail with my nail bed, in my nail bed. I'm gonna apply it from the cuticle area down to the tip of the nail, pressing down, making sure that there's no air bubbles, and I'm just gonna repeat the same process through the whole, into all of my fingers. And this is how they look. They are not perfect. They are not perfect, but I mean, they look good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some of these glow in the dark snowflakes. I got this for Christmas, but I mean, I didn't use them, so I'm gonna use them right now. I'm gonna get some tweezers to peel off some of the snowflakes and just apply them randomly throughout my nails. And to finish, just apply some top coat, and excuse the noise on the background. My baby is right here with me. And this is how the babies were looking right here. I decided last minute that I wanted to add some gems and also add some top coat underneath the nail to make it a little bit more see-through. So now for the gems, I was gonna use these huge chunky crystals, but I thought it would look a little bit like too much, so I decided to go ahead and use some small tiny AB crystals, just like regular round crystals, and I just placed them randomly throughout the nail. I am using the smallest crystals. The smallest crystals from these little kits. I got them from Amazon. Everything again will be linked down below, so I'm just gonna place them randomly through the whole nail. And to adhere my crystals, I decided to go with another layer of the top coat. And this is how they look, guys. I really like them, especially right now. We are in under the 0 degrees here where I live, so I think this actually look really good. My car is always covered in ice, so I think it's appropriate even if it's not Christmas anymore. And I wanted to show you guys how they look on the dark. They glow, but this was not the best that I could show. I felt like it was not doing justice to the stickers, so I went even darker. And as you can see, they glow pretty good. And yes, guys, this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for hanging out with me today and for staying till the very end. I hope you guys like it, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh, I forgot. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.